My name's Juan Bernal, and I'm the general manager and head coach of Pedro's Posse. We're very excited to be a part of the 2016 TBT and looking forward to competing and entertaining the crowd and making some things happen starting in Chicago on July 16th.
Juan, what does the team name mean? Pedro's Posse.
Well, Pedro's Posse, it doesn't really mean anything. It's just a name that came up when I had originally started this back in 2009. It was a bunch of friends and I sitting around, and we came up with the name Pedro's Posse. It was just one of those things that the alliteration sounded great. Pedro is kind of this mythical figure. It's funny because there's a lot of people that call me Pedro, not knowing that or thinking that that's my real name. It's actually my dad's name, but he's not. It's not something we really dedicated to him, so to speak. It's just a name that sounds great, and we just kind of ran with it, and here we are.
Why are you guys playing in TBT?
Well, this was an idea that it came together actually before the start of last year's tournament, and it pretty much started with two or three guys that expressed interest, and then uh, I reached out to a few of my collection of players that I'm collected with, asked if it was something that they would be interested in, and then Jason came along and expressed some pretty heavy interest, and then Mike Bibby came along, and once those things once those commitments happened, then it was something that went from a thought to being something really serious, and then ever since then it was full steam ahead, and we want to play. We love the competition. Competing at a pretty high level locally is something we've done. Uh, just the group of guys that are from the Central Florida area. Now we want to take that along with some guys that we know from outside the area and compete on a national level in what we think is the best money tournament in the world.
What would it mean to win TBT?
I mean that has a lot of implications. I mean, first of all, for the community of Central Florida, I think it's something. With the things that happened here a couple weeks ago, I think that would be a positive step for our community. It would bring it together, and for us, I know that. With Jason and Mike, there's a lot of hype behind our roster, but the other guys that we have, they may not be the biggest household names, and you may not look at them and be like, "Oh my God, these guys!" They're not necessarily going to blow you away, but they are the right guys that surround our roster. And you look at the teams that have won this thing uh, in the past. You look at Notre Dame alumni, and you look at overseas elite, and I don't think that they had the most talented rosters, but they had the guys that they complemented the talent on their roster the best. They had the best complementary roster, and I think that we have a very good complementary roster.
Which team in the Midwest region besides yourselves do you think is the best?
I mean, I think Eberline Drive has a hell of a team. I mean, you're looking at guys that have you're looking at 11 players that have played uh, at the highest level of basketball, each and every one of them. And if they can get it together, they can make a very very strong run. And they just, I mean, it's pretty unbelievable the talent level that he was able to put together up there. So I think them, and you look at the alumni teams. Like I said, I mean, the alumni teams are they know how to play well together. Their chemistry is really good. They all know each other. They all want to play for each other, and they all have something they want to get behind. So you look at Kansas State, you look at Kentucky, you look at Marquette, um, and you look at Michigan State. Those are four alumni teams in our region that, if you're a coach or a GM, you're pretty scared to play. It's not a team that you want to play in any game at any point because of the chemistry, the fan support, and what they want to play for.